Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are here because you must be experiencing the same thing as I am. The door won't shut, or at least it's very hard to shut. And it sounds like the door is going to break off whenever you try to force it shut. So let's come over here and look and see what the symptoms are. Okay, you open the door up. And you look down in there. And when I pull on the door, I'm just like, man, I got really pull hard. What is the problem? As we get into this video, give it a thumbs up as you come in, and let's fix this problem. Okay, let's look into this a little bit deeper here. Can you see how this door works? This outside piece, and there's a pin goes down through it, and you can see it's not centered in there anymore, so there's bushings in there, and those bushings are wore out because you can see that this outer piece is this way a little bit more than on the left side. So I did some research here to see if we can just replace the pin. Some cars you can do that, but in this case, when you look under here, you can see it split on the bottom. That tells me that this is not replaceable, so I need to replace this whole thing. Another symptom is that lets me know that those bushings wore out. As you go to shut the door, see how it's going in and then it's bumping up. So this door latch needs replaced. So let's get one ordered, and when it shows up, I will be back to show you how to do it. Well, the hinge came, Amazon dropped it off, and it's uncoated. That's how GM sells their parts, most of them, because there's a million different color combinations. I ordered out off Amazon, and if you want to click on the link above, that'll tell you how to know what the code is for your paint so you can match it up for your car. And then I went ahead and put the clear coat on. Now let's head to the car. Basically, this hinge, as you saw earlier, is closed. And so basically I took an extension and anything to pry with to stick in these holes and then move it to the right position you want it. Now this isn't necessary, but I'm going to try to mark this with a marker just to kind of give me a guide. That way it's less adjustment at the end if the door doesn't shut correctly. Some people cut the top off, cut the bottom off, and try to pull that out. And you can buy replacement kits for that if you so choose to go that route. Me, I would like to put my wife's car back to OEM standards. That way you know you never have any problems. Front bolt one top out, because that's the hardest one out of all of these to get out. And so I found this little, it's a gear wrench, 13 millimeter, and you can see it's only maybe 4 inches long or so. If I can find it on Amazon, I will put a link down below for it to make it easy for you. That bolt out up top. Once we get that out, then I'm going to take the front bolt out because it's easy to access to it. See? And once that's out of the way, then I'm going to take that back bolt out because then it'll give me room with this bolt out. And you might be asking why take this top front one out first and put it back in there last. It's the hardest one to get out, and you don't want everything all loose and try to take it out last, so you want to take it out first. The first notch, this is all the way open. Let's set it so that it's kind of like right in between, and then we have more room, more opening here, more opening mostly in the back where the bolt is, and you can get the wrench on there easier. Stick this wrench down in here, put your fan up this way, and go down in and hold it. See how that is? And this finger, yep, my pointy finger holds the wrench against the bolt, and go just a little bit at a time. Now after you use your 2 fingers, the bolt's loose now, and we got it out. Now we take the flex head wrench, and we got it broke loose. It's taken me a long time to do it, and I'm trying to document it to show how easy it is to do. I've watched many videos, and it seems like one video is good for this, but not for that, and the next one's good for that. So I'm going to try to consolidate all the things I've learned into this video. Now we got this one out. Then we will take our wrench. I have it on. It's a little tight with a little short wrench like that. Now we'll do this. Before I loosen that too much, what I want to do is let that hang on there at the same spot. Is take and set up my jack. Now my jack is a little bit short. I need to stick some blocks under it to prop it up and put a couple strips of wood in here. Now you can use, and I'll put it in the description below, a plastic wedge that some people use to put between here. Lots of times they use it to jack up under the car, but since I don't have one of those and I don't want to wait for Amazon to deliver it, I just went ahead and stacked up some pieces of scrap wood and put across here. That will even out the load, the weight of the door, so that this edge don't bend whenever you support the weight across the long area. And then jack this up just enough to put pressure on the door. It can be an open-end wrench, or it can be a ratchet, 10mm. Break it loose. And it's coming off. I can twist it out with my finger after I break it loose. It pops out. Do the same thing with the front one. So I broke it loose. Now we got this one out. But I think what we want to do is take my block, make the thickness of your block maybe 1/8 inch longer. It just so happened I found these blocks in the garage that was the right length. And I'm gonna pry it in there wide like that. Now it's really loose. So how am I going to get this out of here? So I ended up pulling it straight up and pulled it out this way. Here where this comes up and in, and just that little bit of space right there was just enough to get this bad boy out. Let's take a quick look at this. Look how that looks there, and where the right here where the bushing is starting to fell apart in there. This is the bad one. That's what it looks like. Now you can see what that looks like in there. Got that spacer blocks down there holding it away. I gotta make sure I get that bolt out of there. And then just kind of do it in reverse. Make sure you have it facing correctly. Is that right? I don't think so. It's got to be in here like this. So I'm going to try to put it down through the same way I took the other one out. And of course I can't hold my phone at the same time while I'm doing it. Okay, I got that hinge in there. Was that ever a job? Let's see if I can't try to explain how I got it in there. I think I turned it upside down. This is the old one. I faced it like this and went in, and then I flipped it after it was in there. But anyhow, it will fit. Trust me, I just did it. I wish I would have had the camera on the whole time. Now we got it back in. Which bolt should we put in first? Okay, I put these two bolts in first. Now I don't have them quite tight yet, so I want to rock this back and forth to make sure it's laying down on both bolts the same position. And then I got the front one, which is a rear one for me. I got it tight, and now I got the other one tight, and you can see those blocks fell out. So as much as I thought that was going to be a problem, actually with such a good solid support back here, I don't think it made that much of a difference. I went ahead and stick this front one in, the one towards me, like I was explaining. I go ahead and tighten it. Now the other front one, the farthest away, and the top one's not in yet. Now, are you nervous? Let's try it and see if the door works good. See if this was a successful job. Oh my gracious. That's not how it's supposed to work. So what's that tell you? We look at this, we look right here, we look down here. That means this door needs to go up. In order for that to come up, this bottom needs to come towards you. So obviously something somewhere didn't happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this bolt up just a little bit, pull this door towards me, and tighten it down and see where we're at. And so now I got that tight. Now keep in mind, when you move it this way a little bit over the whole span of the door, it moves a lot. And you might be asking the question, why didn't I follow the lines, put it on the lines? Well, when I was messing around trying to get this hinge in here, my lines wore off, and then I'm working blind. But don't worry about that if that happened to you. As you saw, let's try it again. The door shuts perfect. So that was the second try. And you gotta look down along here. Is it even the whole way down? Which it is. Now that I have this set, what I'm going to do is this top one in next. I know I said at the beginning of the video it's the last one to go back in, because I got to take this one back out to put the one in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one in up there. Okay, I got it in there with my fingers tight. We'll put this back down in here. And what I'm going to do is hold it on in the bottom. Ouch, see? Almost pinched myself. But now that I got it in there, I think I'm just fine. And I think I got it tight. Take this wrench off. We got to take this one back out in order to get the one in on the front. Okay, we got that loose. Now we can take it out with my fingers and slide it in the back. That hole back there, if I can get that in there. And after I used a finger against to hold it in and my other hand to screw it all in after it felt like 5 minutes, now we can go ahead and tighten this one up, put the bolt in the front like this, and repeat. And we almost got it in. The key is make sure you have enough time to do it, because things always take longer than what you think it should. And tight. Let's check it out and see how the door works. Wow, look at that, would ya? The door opens and closes, and it doesn't sound like an old 1949 pickup truck. Well, so what did we learn? Things don't always go the way you had planned. And I tried to share some of my mistakes as I went along, because I'm sure when you watch the videos, a lot of times people edit out the trial and error stuff, and I try to make it a little realistic, exactly what you might bump into or run into, and share how to mitigate that and correct it along the way. So thank you for watching. Give us a thumbs up on your way out if you saw this content helpful. And until the next time, subscribe if you're interested in some other do-it-yourself things that we'll be doing in the future. And like always, have a good day.